everybody. Thank you for coming on this windy morning. My name is Rebecca Velarde, and I'm the Metropolitan Redevelopment Agency Manager for the City of Albuquerque. We are pleased to have you here today on this important announcement for a request for proposals that we really feel is going to benefit the Westside and this intersection. Without further delay, I'd like to introduce Mayor Richard J. Barry to talk about the request for proposals.
Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks.
I want to start off by giving a nice round to Rebecca and everybody from our MRA. They do such a great job. Thank you, Rebecca, for your leadership. We have had so many great announcements in the last several years, and she's right in the forefront of making sure that we're developing our city and creating opportunities. And I just want to say thank you to you, Susie Lubar, everybody at planning, the entire planning department that's here. Thank you so much for what you do. So another interesting thing to talk about, and a great thing for not just Central Avenue, but West Side Albuquerque. We have, in the last 7 years or so, had 80 projects of significance on the West Side, totaling almost $100 million. We've got a new fire station. We've got a brand new library behind me. We will have an ART stop right over here come fall, and today's an opportunity to leverage off some of those for a great opportunity for the West Side. We have come to believe, and we believe that we have proven through proofs in the pudding, that if we do public-private partnerships, we are providing a great value for our community. And today we're announcing another one of those. So we're standing here on a vacant lot at Central and Unser, and this is in the MRA for the West Side. And we are going to seek proposals from developers in the city of Albuquerque or anywhere around the world that would like to propose to turn this corner into something other than a vacant lot. And we are going to use the same formula to do this that we have used to get the grocery store downtown, to get One Central at the corner of First and Central in the city of Albuquerque. And that is, we are going to provide the opportunity for someone to come in from the private sector, pitch the city of Albuquerque on what they could do here, and it could be any number of interesting things. And we are going to have some of our resources involved, that most likely being the land, and we are going to create something out of this vacant lot that's going to create a quality of life initiative. It's going to create jobs. It is going to create a synergy here on the West Side. It is what we call transit-oriented development, and that's exactly why we're doing the transit line. To provide opportunities. It could, like I said, it could be any number of things as long as it has an economic, social, and community benefit. The team of people that will be doing the analysis of this, of which I won't be on the team, you don't want your mayor on that team, but they will be deciding on who has the best proposal. We are going to be doing a few other things. Not only do we have land here that's appraised at about $1.4 million, but we will be making infrastructure improvements. We will be putting sidewalks in, landscaping, and lighting on the east and south sides of this property. We are providing drainage infrastructure on the south side of the property, and then we will be installing a right turn lane onto the property from Central Avenue as well. The MRA will accept proposals in response to this until the 5th of September. Until 5 p.m. on September 1st. So if you have an interest in this as an investor, you have until that date on September 1st to put your proposals in. After they're received, the developer for the site will be selected by the Albuquerque Development Commission. It's just the latest in the series of these MRA projects that I think are making a big difference for the city of Albuquerque. And this one will be a tremendous opportunity, as I said, for the West Side. Other projects, Imperial Building, which I've talked about, that has the grocery store downtown, One Central, the Elvado Motel, same model, city-owned resource, teaming with the private sector. And of course, even before I was the mayor, a great public-private partnership with the old Albuquerque High School. We wouldn't be here without a lot of leadership, and I'm going to introduce two of the great leaders in our city here in just a moment, two of our city councilors, Ken Sanchez and Clarissa Pena. But again, I'd like to thank Susie Lubar, our Director of Planning, our MRA Director, Rebecca Velarde, and then like anything else, we wouldn't be here without neighborhood leadership. Every time we do something meaningful, you will find community leaders who have put their time, their efforts, their talent, their energies into making their individual neighborhoods, their individual streets even better. We've got Jeanette Baca here from the Alamosa Neighborhood Association as well. I think Jenny is also here. contributions from the Avalon Group, Neighborhood Association, Crestview, Bluff Neighborhood Association, Los Altos, Skyview Neighborhood Association, Vecinos del Bosque Neighborhood Association, We Can, West Gatewood Neighborhood Association, West Mesa Neighborhood Association, West Central Community Development Group. Van is here with us today. Jerry Warhol from the Westside Coalition is here, as well as Joe Valles from the Westside Coalition. We have almost 300 neighborhood associations in the city of Albuquerque, and every one of them is striving to make their place even better. So I want to thank the neighborhood. Let's give them a round of applause for their leadership. Now I want to bring up Councilor Sanchez and Pena. First, Councilor Sanchez, fresh off the tax season. He slept 8 hours in the last 3 months, so he's on his game today. He's someone I've enjoyed working with. I've got 7 months left as a mayor, and both of these individuals I've enjoyed working with so much. They are true passionate believers and leaders in their community, and I want to bring them up to talk about this project. Councilor Sanchez.
This is truly another great day for Albuquerque's West Side. And if we build it, shoppers will come, especially to Albuquerque's West Side. I have my accounting business right here on West Central, and we have the largest independent tax firm in the state of New Mexico. We do over 8,000 returns out of one office. So I truly believe if we get more retail in this community, people will come and shop at this location. There's been a tremendous amount of work, as Mayor Barry said. It's gone back 7 years. It's even gone back further than that. When Councilor Pena, who was the president of the SWAN organization years ago, this goes back 11, 12 years ago, we were sitting down talking about what we could do for Albuquerque's West Side in this area. We had a charrette done in 2007, and in 2007 we met at the West Mesa Community Center, and we talked about an educational component, which we now have the brand new library. And that's people coming together and working together. These things don't just happen. It's people that make things happen, and people that don't give up on their dreams and the determination of getting important things done for this area. We talked about a park and ride. We now have the new park and ride here on this location. And one of the biggest challenges that we have faced, because I honestly thought that the retail was going to come before the public work was being done with the library, the park and ride. We are also going to have, UNMH has a medical clinic right here, and in the very near future, by the end of this year, we will have a new dialysis center at this location. I worked very closely with Bruce Roseri in access to the park and ride and to share in the facilities that were available to keep their costs down, but that will be happening in the very near future. I also want to thank Gabe Rivera and Michelle. I know Gabe was with us over 10 years ago when we were talking about this development here at this site, and I feel very optimistic and confident. Steve Maestas from Maestas and Ward did a study, and this is a prime location for retail development and even mixed-use development. There could be a potential for housing along with retail development at this location. But I honestly hope that we get the north side of Central completed. I know that we hit that recession back in 2007, which really caused a lot of challenges. I tried to get an MRA passed and had that MRA extended to 98th Street. I think this development would have been completed a long, long time ago. But again, I'm very optimistic. Many years ago, we lost Walmart on Central and Atrisco, and I think that really hurt retail development along this corridor. But we've seen the successes of many of our businesses, and it is now starting to revive and come back. I supported the art project because it is in an MRA, and $25+ million is coming to Albuquerque's West Side. I could not turn my back on that additional money for this area, and I think once the art project is completed, it will be a benefit to our retail developers in this area. But again, let's continue to work together. I give Johnny Pena, the current president of SWAN, Jerry Worrell, the president of the Westside Coalition. These guys have worked very closely with me in getting this project fulfilled. But dreams will come true, but sometimes it takes a little patience. Thank you.
I was just talking to Councilor Pena, so you've got two city councilors. If you walked 100 feet that way, you'd be in Clarissa's district. Right now you're in Ken's district, right? So it's great to have this 1-2 punch out here on the west side with these two city councilors. And as Ken said, Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong, ART will pull right into this location right here. It'll keep going up one more light but it will actually pull in here. So these developers will be able to sell this idea that you can get on ART right here, and you can get all the way to Tramway on one of the lines, and you can get all the way to ABQ Uptown on the other. So this will be a great connector point to bring people to the west side and vice versa. I'm going to bring up Councilor Pinion now. She no more active activist for the west side than Clarissa, both before the time she was a city councilor, now as a city councilor. And we've had an opportunity, and it's been a great joy for me to work with her on any number of things on the west side. So let's let her come up and tell you about the other work that she's doing as well. Clarissa.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Without really reiterating what everyone has said, from a historical perspective, as Councilor Sanchez said, that I used to be the president of SPAWN, the Southwest Alliance of Neighbors, and also the executive director for the West Central Group. I really want to commend the community folks who have been doing this. They organized, I think, the West Central Group organized probably in the late 90s, and one of their goal is to revitalize West Central. And by doing so, they all came up with the concept. They had some strategic planning meetings and came up with the concept of thinking big for West Central. They've kept that concept for years, and as a result, they can pride themselves with lots of the accomplishments that we've had along West Central. Some have been named. The arches are one in particular. This was led by community members. The fire station down off of 57th Street was led by community members. The library led by community members. And in 2007 and 6, they talked about what could happen on Unser and Central. One of the things is to really work on the south side of Unser Crossing and do some kind of gateway in with some retail. And then also on this northwest side, they talked about maybe not an uptown, but kind of a miniature uptown with a place and a space for people from the community to come and have access to public services, some amenities like the healthcare clinic, and then also be able to have some kind of live work here on West Central. I really look forward to this RFP coming to fruition. It's taken a lot of years. There's been some analysis. There's been charrettes. Again, like I said, this dream started in 2007 with the charrette and where we are now. So it's been a long time coming, and I just really want to again credit these folks for their hard work and dedication. Some of them have been here since the inception. Some of them are relatively new, and unfortunately, we've had a lot of community members that have dedicated their time and are no longer with us. But these people are continuing the vision, and I just really want to thank them. So thank you for being here, and Mayor, and I actually want to thank Gabe, Al Soto, and Cynthia Borrego, and of course Rebecca, the new people from the MRA. It's been a long haul. So thank you.
Thank you everybody for coming again. The RFP is out. We have copies available if you would like to see it. And again, it is due on September 1st at 5 p.m. Any proposals? We encourage anybody to apply that has a real vision for this property.